is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. The holiday weekend is here and it's going to be a wet one. Next weather meteorologist Shane Hinton is here now with the forecast. And Shane, you've got a flood advisory for parts of Miami-Dade you're tracking right now?
That's right, Lauren. In fact, it's going to be a fairly wet afternoon for us here and also wet holiday weekend. Let me give you a look at the latest on the radar showing a loop over the past several hours. Those showers and storms are growing a little bit more widespread. This is the area under that flood advisory. As we mentioned, western Miami-Dade until 5:45 this afternoon, already near the West Kendall and then closer to the Kendall Lakes area. We've already seen anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain that has already fallen over the past hour, with the potential for another 1 to 2 inches over the next hour. This system is moving down to the south now, extending into Country Walk and closer to Richmond Heights. These are going to continue to move south for the next several hours, and I do see them kind of even growing more widespread. A lot of lightning associated with this, in addition to some heavier downpours, which is leading to the flood concerns. Now, our rain chances for today will start to taper off at around 8 or 9 o'clock. So if you do have any of those dining plans, definitely factor in extra time to get there. Call the restaurant, ask if you can sit indoors. Notice that the flood threat for today does encompass all of Broward County and most of Miami-Dade. This does not mean that all of these locations will see flooding. It just means that the ingredients are there for these heavier downpours to occur wherever they get situated. Here's a look at the next weather rain tracker, kind of timing everything out for you today. You will notice that we'll have about a 60% chance for showers and storms through the early evening. By around 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe a few isolated storms in the middle to upper Keys, but will be fairly quiet overnight. That changes for tomorrow. In fact, for Saturday, to kick off your Labor Day weekend, we are going to be tracking an 80% chance for showers and storms, really starting in the afternoon through the early evening. Have a backup indoor plan for any of your Saturday afternoon and early evening activities, as I do think these showers and storms will be a bit more widespread and that flood risk will also still be present. In fact, we're having a level 1 marginal flood risk each and every day throughout the holiday weekend. Hourly forecast for tomorrow will start in the upper 70s. We'll climb to the lower 90s for the afternoon. You do notice that the most widespread rain chances will be favoring the late afternoon into the early evening. So go ahead and mark those plans. Make sure you're making note of it. You'll notice that the Labor Day weekend forecast does have anywhere from a 70 to 80% chance for showers and storms each day. Right now, it does look like each of the afternoon hours are going to be favored for this activity, but we can't rule out some stray storms that we'll see throughout the mornings. Now, on the good side, it should help to keep our temperatures a little bit more manageable, but just take a look at some of these rain totals over the next 3 days, maybe an inch or two possible, but over the next 5 days, 1 to 4 inches widespread with some isolated totals anywhere from 6 to 10 inches. This is definitely favoring areas for the eastern edges of Broward and Miami-Dade counties, so we will be keeping a very close eye on the flood risk for you. 7-day forecast shows that as we head throughout the next 7 days, we are going to hold on to afternoon highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s with a fairly wet weather pattern as we head throughout next week. Lauren.
Shane, thank you. And we are approaching the peak of hurricane season, and the Next Weather team is making sure you're prepared. Scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help get ready. You can also find our 1-hour special, which has important information for you and your family this hurricane season. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Now, all new at 4, Miami Hurricanes linebacker Adarius Hayes has been arrested and charged for a crash earlier this year that left 3 people dead, including 2 children. Police say Hayes has been charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide and 1 count of reckless driving with serious bodily injury related to the crash in Largo back on May 10th. Hayes turned himself into the Largo police earlier today and was taken to the Pinellas County Jail. In a statement, the University of Miami said Hayes has been indefinitely suspended from all athletic-related activities per department policy. We'll have much more on this story on CBS News Miami beginning at 5. And a Miami Dolphins coach is in trouble with the law. Outside linebackers coach Ryan Crow is facing a domestic battery charge. The 37-year-old was arrested shortly after midnight at his apartment complex near South Federal Highway and Southeast 2nd Street in Fort Lauderdale. Police say they were called to the scene after reports of a domestic disturbance between Crow and a woman he lives with. According to the arrest report, they were arguing about past relationships. Witnesses told police that they saw Crow angrily shove, slap, and lift the woman off the ground. According to investigators, the woman was not seriously hurt and refused medical attention. In response to the arrest, the Miami Dolphins released a statement saying Crow has been placed on administrative leave. Now an urgent search for 4 people after a shocking drive-by shooting caught on camera. Police believe those same people who shot at a home in Plantation were also involved in a shooting on I-95 the very same day. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner reports.
Plantation police told us Friday morning that they have no new information to release on those shooters. We've been talking to neighbors out here. They told us the family that lives in this house that you see behind me that was shot up, they're new, and the neighbors here have never seen anything like this. Friday morning, this home in Plantation sits riddled with bullets.
It was absolutely crazy. It was like trying to kill them.
And the reason why? Caught on camera. You can see as 4 people step out of this Mercedes and start spraying the home. Police said the car is reported as stolen out of Miami Gardens. They added that the people inside the rental property are not cooperating with police. They are also from Miami Gardens.
I heard something going like pop, pop, pop. I was going to have an appointment to go to when my son got to the front door and said, we're not going anywhere, look outside.
But police say it didn't stop at this shooting. Just 45 minutes later, they believe this shooting by Northwest 103rd Street on 95 is connected. Police are asking anyone with information to please contact the Broward County Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. That number is 954-493-TIPS. In Plantation, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
We now know the Florida Highway Patrol believes a tractor-trailer driver is responsible for a chain reaction crash overnight on southbound I-95. FHP says the tractor-trailer was going south near Ives Dairy Road. The lanes were congested, and the driver of the semi failed to stop and then slammed into multiple vehicles. A total of 18 vehicles were involved. Some of the people in those cars were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. A portion of the interstate was shut down for hours, making the morning commute a nightmare for thousands of drivers. But all lanes reopened by 7 a.m. Prosecutors put more police officers on the stand in the Stand Your Ground hearing of a Miami-Dade officer. Jose Mateo is fighting to get a manslaughter charge against him dropped following the deadly shootout in Miramar back in 2019. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray reports from the Broward County Courthouse in Fort Lauderdale.
We are hearing from witnesses who were at Flamingo and the Miramar Parkway 6 years ago when that deadly shootout happened between police and 2 men who had robbed a jewelry store and were in a hijacked UPS truck. We are now in day 5 of the Stand Your Ground hearing. Suspended Miami-Dade police officer Jose Mateo is one of 4 officers charged with manslaughter. What happened on that day is 2 innocent bystanders died. UPS driver Frank Ordonez and Richard Cutshaw, who was stuck in traffic. Now, we are hearing from witnesses like Edwin Diaz, who was in a work truck. He was a few vehicles behind the UPS truck and talked about what he saw.
Did you hear any bullets come whizzing by you?
No, I did not.
And during this entire ordeal, when you recorded this, did you hear any bullets come whizzing by your car?
No, I did not.
We expect this hearing to go till the end of next week. We do not know when the judge may rule, but depending on his ruling, if he agrees with the defense that Stand Your Ground does apply, it is possible the case against Mateo will be dismissed. At the Broward County Courthouse in Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
Let's go to Key West now. That's where time is running out to see the iconic southernmost point buoy. Starting next Thursday, a new temporary buoy replica will be there instead for all those Key West photo ops. The temporary replacement will be on the ocean end of Duval Street's Pocket Park. The Miami Herald reports the intersection of the southernmost point plaza needs major repairs. That's because of years of coastline storm erosion. The renovation will take about a year. When we come back, new tariffs now in effect could impact the price for those so-called cheap online goods. Find out how much more you might have to pay for them. And Marlins fans, the Fish are back over on our sister station, CW Miami 33 tonight. They're taking on the New York Mets. First pitch is set for 7:10. Watch it for free on CW Miami 33. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Now to the Trump administration's new tariffs that could impact how you shop online for so-called cheap goods from some very familiar websites. This is the Port of Los Angeles, one of the nation's busiest. The new tariffs that took effect today close a loophole that allowed low-value packages to arrive in the United States duty-free. Before today, you were able to shop these super low-cost sites for clothing, and sellers were able to bypass those duties for much of their merchandise. Popular sites include Shein, Temu, and AliExpress. Depending on where the imported goods are coming from, a 10 to 50% tariff could apply. And a winning Powerball ticket would offset some of those tariffs and a whole lot more. The jumbo jackpot has now jumped to nearly $1 billion. At $950 million, it's the 6th largest prize amount in Powerball history. If you win and decide to take all the money at once, you would get about $429 million. Powerball tickets are $2 each, and the next drawing is tomorrow. You can catch the winning numbers right here during CBS News Miami at 11. Hundreds of South Florida Price is Right fans hope they get lucky and are chosen to come on down. They lined up for today's auditions at Toyota of Hollywood. We've been telling you about it for weeks now, and you came out in droves, so thank you for that. 2 people will be picked to fly out to Los Angeles, and one of those will get on the show. The South Florida man who was chosen for the show following his audition last year went on to win the Price is Right showcase. South Florida's lucky. You can watch The Price is Right weekdays at 11 a.m. on CBS Miami, followed by CBS News Miami at noon. Okay, so it's finally Friday, our favorite day of the week. And here's CBS News Miami's Lisa Petrillo with something to whet your appetite for tonight's Taste of the Town.
Well, hey, everybody. We're in the kitchen here with owner, and I'm going to call you chef himself, Diego Ng of Temple Street Eatery. And what are we making here today, Diego?
Oh, we're making here some pork and shrimp shumais. We make our dumplings in-house, all fresh. Make them, steam them, very delicious.
And you are the hidden gem here in Fort Lauderdale, but we're not going to give them any more clues because Taste of the Town is coming up tonight on CBS News Miami at 5:30. Don't miss it. I'm Lisa Petrillo. We'll see you then. Let's get making those dumplings.
Let's go.
Can't wait to see more. That's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS Miami.